Okay, great morning. It is Tuesday, July 7th. I'm going to pull from the Oracle of Angels, Sacred Destiny, and Black Moon Astrology. And we'll see what the universe is going to give me a topic this morning. First card out is, oops, flying away. Diligence. Diligence. Okay, next card out is a door to the infinite. And last but not least, we are having Neptune, sacrifice. So, again, very straightforward this morning. That if you want to get to the infinite and you're ready to walk through that door, okay, it's going to take some sacrifice along the way, okay. Like I said, God's not up there to be a Santa Claus, this just to pass out this and pass out that. And so many people, that's what they want. I want a way to manage my life a little better. I want to make it better. I want to be able to manifest X, Y, Z, okay? But if you want to get to the infinite, it's going to take sacrifice. And again, we're on the same thing as we had basically yesterday, diligence, okay? You got to be willing to stick with it. You can't just, you can't just go here and there and dig a little hole here, and then you go over here and you dig a little hole there. And then I said, well, that looks good. It's greener, the grass is greener over there. I'm going over there. I'm digging another little hole. Why am I not getting anywhere? Why am I not getting any depth? Because you're not staying, okay? You got to stick with it. If you want to get a well and you want to get water and it's 200 feet below the surface, you're not going to get it if you go here and you do 1 foot here and 1 foot over here and another foot over here, okay? People think they can go, and if I go to this teacher, that teacher, this teacher, that teacher, I'm just going to gather up a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm going to have more and more knowledge. I'm going to be smarter than everybody, okay? It doesn't work that way, okay? You may have gathered and collected a bunch of stuff. You can pair it, But being a parrot doesn't mean you have any wisdom, you have any depth, you have any understanding. Okay? In order to get to wisdom, or in other, to get to the infinite, you have to do your due diligence and sacrifice to get to that doorway. Okay? Again, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes, your full attention. If you want to get to realization, liberation, then it's got to be 24/7. Your focus has to be on your path. Okay, continue to surrender, continue to surrender, continue to surrender. And it's not always easy to surrender when you have really difficult things coming up on your path. You want to think you're going to get there by doership. Okay? I'm going to earn my way there. Okay? You've got to put in the things, but again, you have to surrender. Let go and let God. A lot of people don't want to let go. Okay? And if you want to, again, manifest or these things, you've got to go in, you've got to put your thing in, and then you got to let go of it. People don't want to let go of it. Well, if you don't let go of it, and if you take something that's broken and you're not willing to let go of it, how is it going to get fixed? You have to have some trust. You have to let go and let God, and give the universe time to get everything in motion. Okay? So again, and a lot of times you're going to have to sacrifice things. Okay? Sacrifice your party time, sacrifice the drinking, sacrifice, the things that are really not beneficial to a spiritual path. Okay? So what's more important? Is the partying more important? Or is getting the truth more important? You can't go two roads at one time. They diverge. You're going to tear yourself apart if you keep trying to walk. You can only walk that for so long before, the legs are going like this. How far are you going to go? So you got to pick one path or you pick the other path. Okay. If you want to pick the path of party time hardy while you're on this planet, okay, you pick that path. If you want to pick the path of spiritual growth, then you pick that path. Now, if you're going to pick that path, again, there are some things you're going to have to sacrifice, which in the end are not sacrifices at all. They may seem like it at the beginning. Okay? In the end, you see they were nothing to let go of. Okay? And you got to fly high. And diligence. You got to keep your watch out for, like if you're a bird like this, you got to be watching out for eagles or other things that, can grab you along the way. Diligent. Be aware. Awareness and diligence is an important thing on the path. You got to spend the time to sit in quietude. Watch the things that are coming up, the thoughts that are coming up. Where do they come from? Where do they go to? What gives a thought life? These are things that you want to look at. What makes it seem real? You can have something and you can be in emotion, strong emotion, but when that thought passes, that emotion passes, where did it go? Where did it go? Okay? So how much validity does it actually have? These are things to question, look at, understand. Okay? When you have a thought, It comes from nothing and it goes to nothing. And it only has reality when your attention is there, you're feeding it, you're giving it energy. Okay? Then you can get some understanding a little bit more on how this works. And how when the mind becomes still, okay, and you're just in that thread, aware of that thread that runs through everything, gives life to everything, you'll understand that you're in a whole different perspective. The same universe, but it's a whole different experience. Okay? So again, if you want to get to the infinite, it takes diligence, it takes sacrifice, it takes putting that time in to sit with things, to look at it. You know, if you're sitting still, and this is some of the advantageous of going to some of those meditations that last, like 3 days. Now, I think that those meditations are good, like the Ganga holds, but he knows nothing about Kundalini. People that have gone to those meditations have Kundalini awakenings, and then he doesn't know what to do with it, so he wants to throw it out, poo-poo it. It means nothing. Okay. But you'll see as you're sitting there, and this is again why Buddhists, some monks go for 3 years, 3 months, 3 days to sit. And they're usually, a lot of times, they're not even laying down. They sit up in a meditation. They're in a little box thing they have so they can't fall over. But it's there to give you no distractions to confront the mind. You'll be sitting there and you're thinking about X, Y, Z. Has nothing to do with sitting there. And so you finally can see that the things you want to attach to, you know, whatever's happening in that moment, and you have a knee-jerk reaction, that it really had nothing to do with that. Okay, but you want to layer it on something else. Well, if you're sitting in a little box up in a cave somewhere, then you can't blame it on something that's just now taking place, because nothing's taking place other than you're sitting in this box, confronting your own thoughts, confronting your own illusions, confronting your own delusions that continue to rise. And you see at the beginning, maybe you get really carried away with something. You get a thought. You're going to latch onto that. You're going to give it substance. You're going to play it out. Okay? But eventually, you start seeing that connection and that happening. Okay? And then you can pull back from that. You can let it go. You don't attach to it. If you don't give these things any energy, eventually they die from lack of, nourishment. Okay? And you go into quietude, stillness. And then you're just fully open to experience what's taking place in the moment fully, with all your senses, minus the mind spin. Okay? So again, it's good to practice, like the one thing that I give out, become a flower, become this, become that. Fully engage it. Okay? Open all your senses. Even if you're just sitting, like in the morning, I'm sitting here and I'm having the Tiguan, Iron Goddess Tiguan, oolong tea, and you go to a full sensory experience of it. Okay, you feel the roughness of the cup. In this case, some are not rough, some are smooth, some are porcelain. Feel the heat, you smell the fragrance, you have that taste. You really open yourself to exploring it. Okay? So anything you do can become a meditation if you are fully engaging it. Okay? 100%. Allow yourself to engage through all your senses. Okay? Fragrance, the warmth, the taste, whatever it is you're doing. It used to be that the Shakers, the Quakers and the Shakers, because when they would go into meditation, they would physically shake. Okay, and part of their practice was making these beautiful, they're very simple lines, furniture. Okay, and that was your meditation. The way they're working that wood, it becomes a meditation to make it the most perfection that they can make it. Okay, very simple, very clean, but this becomes a meditation. Whether they're cutting it, they're sanding it, 100% attention is to the creation of that furniture piece. And you can do this with anything. If you're doing ikebana, now I love to do ikebana, flower arranging. You could take 3, 4 flowers, doesn't need to be a huge bouquet of them, and do a very simple arrangement. Okay. Now, ikebana has a lot of things to learn, like one represents earth, and then humanity, and then the heavens. Okay. So, a lot to learn, though, with the ikebana. But even if you don't learn all the technical things about it, you can still do it, very simple. Or you place just a simple rock with a flower. You juxtapose those. Or they have the Zen rock gardens. It's a meditation to make that, the flow of that. I like the juxtapositions of like the rocks and the flowers, the hard with the soft, that, you could feel the texture of it. Okay. Or they have the Zen where they have one rock piled upon another. Okay. Very simple, very organic. But any of these types of things you can do, and it can become a meditation, a contemplation of something you can engage in and sit with in quietude. It's not a frenetic action. It's not frenetic. Okay? It can be something that can be aiding in stilling and just opening the senses. Like some of the things I like, where are my rocks? Here are got 2 of the ones. This one came from the out where I love to go all the time. The what is the name of it? Pancho Villa State Park. They have some of the adobe things that were there for a very long time. The colorations, and I love it. One is smooth, and then the other one here has a very interesting texture. So just the act of just holding them and feeling them. Another one I have that I just love is this one. It's kind of a misshapen heart. Like a standing one here. I guess you could say it. It kind of looks like a tooth as well. But anyway, now this one, the dark on the one side, and then it's got that lighter red on the other side. I just really enjoy to hold this. Okay. I love the red. I'm very partial to going out where they have the red rock, where they have the red cliffs, the mountains. Okay. Really just moves, it opens your heart. So everyone's got something different that will call to you, speak to you. But yeah, these are some of the little things that I carry, I have around, that I just enjoy. Every once in a while you just enjoy, you want to pick it up and just hold it and, get into the energy of it. Now, a lot of people like to do the crystals. Here's a new one I just got. Now, you can't see it here. I don't know if I can get... Yeah, I'm not getting so much of the sun in here. But this one, you can't see it now, but when the sun hits it up here, it looks like it's got a butterfly that comes out in the rainbow colors. Again, the ones I pick usually have something going on within them, and you can get lost. You can see so many things in there and just get lost in it and enjoy it. Okay. So that's a new one that I have, and then I have my smoky crystal ball. I have a ton of crystals in here. Again, but the whole thing is just find something you can really get into. Even if it's, lighting incense, maybe you really just get lost in the fragrance of it. Okay. But maybe today sit and make a list of the things that really move you. Another thing I love is when you have that first rain, and you have that scent of that, out in the desert, you have a sweet fragrance that comes through from the sage and the pinyon and the other things out there. You have this wonderful, sweet fragrance, and it just is, it's one that I really enjoy. Or if you're in the city and you have really hot sidewalk and the rain comes and you get that scent, it's another one that I really enjoy. So maybe make a list today. Just sit and think about it. Things that are so simple and things you can have gratitude for that are maybe out in nature. Okay? That you can just be thankful for. Again, and that thankfulness, that gratefulness helps to open doors for you as well. If you were angry and you're projecting at someone or something, you are closed off to everything else. Okay, so you wind up in a prison of your own making. Just this projecting of anger and angst and drama. Okay, it doesn't serve you. It doesn't open doors for you. It just keeps you closed off in a box of confinement of your own creation. Okay. So I'm going to leave this here. Much love and light. Well, though we wound up having basically the same type of cards, it came out to a whole different talk today. I never know what the universe is going to bring or where it's going to wind up coming out. I'm just a vessel. Okay? I'm just a vessel, an empty vessel of energy, and then the energy comes out and it moves and it speaks. Okay? So I hope you've enjoyed this. Much love and light to everyone. And again, continue to please take precautions and be safe out there. And if you've enjoyed this, you just tuned in. If you've enjoyed this, you can always subscribe and hit the little bell thing next to it, and that will alert you when a new video comes out. If you just subscribe, you don't get alerted. You have to push the little bell if you want to be alerted. You may not want to. Okay, up to you. But anyway, I so appreciate when people give the thumbs up. It does help your channel to get a little more noticed, so other people can enjoy. If you're enjoying it, click the thumbs up because maybe someone else would enjoy it as well. But anyway, please have a blessed day, everyone, and be safe out